5. Whether the husband decides to divorce his wife or take her back, in both cases, the Quran directs him to call him 2 Muslim witnesses on his decision. The witnesses are directed to remain steadfast on the evidence they give. The reason for this directive is to ensure that either of the parties is not able to refute a decision made and to resolve any other dispute that may arise in this regard. Moreover, this would make the matter very transparent for the people and settle doubts and confusions that may surface. The above paragraphs explain the correct way of divorce. If a person divorces his wife according to this prescribed way or takes her back during the iddat period, then his decisions shall stand legally implemented. However, if divorce is given in violation of the prescribed way, then this is a legal case that require a court ruling. 2 similar cases of importance which came before the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ are as follows. The first of these is the case of Abdullah ibn Umar radhiyallahu anhu. When he divorced his wife during her menstrual cycle, Umar radhiyallahu anhu presented his case before the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ expressed great anger when he was informed of these details and said, "Ask him to take her back and retain her in wedlock until she enters a period of purity and then again passes through a menstrual cycle and is pure again. Then, if he wants, he can permanently retain her or divorce her without having sexual intercourse with her, because this is the beginning of iddat, keeping regard of which the Almighty has directed a husband to divorce his wife." Al-Bukhari, Al-Jami' al-Sahih, page 938, hadith number 5251. The second case is that of Rukana ibn Abd Yazid. By gathering all the narratives of this case, the whole situation that comes to light is that he had divorced his wife 3 times in one go. He then felt ashamed and presented his case before the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ inquired, "How did you divorce her?" He replied, "I divorced her 3 times in one go." The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ again inquired, "What was your intention?" He answered that he wanted to divorce her once only. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ told him to reply on oath, which he did, and then said, "If this is the matter, then take her back. Only one divorce has been implemented." Rukana remarked, "O Prophet of God, I had divorced her 3 times. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, "I know, take her back, and this is not the proper way of divorcing a wife. The Almighty has said that if one must divorce his wife, he should do so keeping in consideration the iddat." Abu Dawud, Sunan, volume number 2, page 267 and 270, hadith numbers 2196 and 2206. The foundations on which the decisions of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ are based in both the above quoted cases are: A. If divorce is not given according to the prescribed procedure, but there is a possibility to make amends for the violation, then the sanctity of the law demands that amends be made. B. A person has the right to explain his statements. If he says that a particular statement was uttered by him without any intention or with full intention, his explanation can be accepted. C. If a person says that he has divorced his wife 3 times, then this can mean that he has in fact divorced her 3 times, and this can also be a statement that portrays the severity and intensity of his decision. Since both these possibilities exist when these words are used, hence any explanation of the speaker regarding the meaning in which he used them should also be acceptable. However, this does not mean that if there exists evidence contrary to the explanation made, then such an explanation be accepted. A court has full authority to reject such an explanation if it is not satisfied. Consequently, when Umar radiallahu anhu observed that people were no longer careful in uttering the divorce sentence, he declared that he would not even accept a statement of explanation from the husband, and 3 divorces pronounced would be counted as 3. Muslim, Al-Jami al-Sahih, page 630, hadith number 3673. 4. The directive of iddat. Surah Talaq says that divorce should be given keeping in view the iddat. At another place, the Quran is explained that the period of iddat is 3 menstrual cycles. The Quran says, وَالْمُطَلَّقَاتُ يَتَرَبَّصْنَ بِأَنفُسِهِنَّ ثَلَاثَةَ قُرُوءٍ. And divorced women must keep themselves waiting for 3 menstrual cycles. Surah number 2, verse 228. In this verse, the Arabic word kuru is the plural of qarun. In Arabic, this word means both the menstrual period and the non-menstrual period of purity. While presenting his research on this word, Imam Amin Ehsan Islahi writes, after much deliberation on the root of the word and its derived forms, I have come to the conclusion that its real meaning is that of menstruation. However, since every menstrual period is followed by a period of purity or tuhr, the word is also used in this meaning. This is similar to the usage of the word day for night and vice versa. Every language has such words. Amin Hasan Islahi, Tadabbur Quran, Volume 1, page 532. The word qarun, in the opinion of this writer as well, means menstruation, because in these verses the real issue is to ascertain whether a lady is pregnant or not. It is the period of menstruation which actually ascertains this, and not the period of purity. Moreover, women are asked to wait in this period, and this waiting period can only be ascertained through the menstrual cycle, because its beginning can be known with certainty. In normal circumstances, the iddat is 3 menstrual cycles. However, if a woman does not menstruate because of advancing age or in spite of reaching puberty, then the Quran has specified in Surah Talaq that this period would be 3 months. It has also been stated that the iddat of a pregnant lady extends to childbirth. In Surah Talaq, for women who do not menstruate because of old age, there also exists the condition of in irtabtum, or if you are doubtful. While explaining this condition, Imam Amin Ehsan Islahi writes, it seems to me that the condition of in irtabtum is to differentiate between a lady who does not menstruate because of age but has had sexual intercourse with her husband, and a lady in similar state but who did not have sexual intercourse with her husband. For if a lady who does not menstruate because of age has had sexual intercourse with the husband, there might be a chance of pregnancy if a state was temporary for some reason. A similar situation may arise for a lady who has not menstruated in spite of reaching the age and has sexual intercourse with her husband. It is possible that a situation may arise in the mind of a person that if this was the case, then why did the Quran not explicitly state that the iddat of a lady who does not menstruate because of age and who has had sexual intercourse is 3 months? The answer to this question is that such a statement of the Quran would not have pointed to the underlying reason of iddat, which was essential to be highlighted. This underlying reason is not merely the fact that whether a lady has had sexual intercourse or not. It is the possibility that she may be pregnant. Amin Hasan Islahi, Tadabbur Quran, Volume 8, page 442. It also follows from this that since the question of pregnancy does not even arise when a wife has not become conjugal contact with her husband, hence there should be no iddat for her. In Surah Ahzab, the Almighty has specifically mentioned this fact. The Quran says, يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا نكحتم المؤمنات ثم طلقتموهن من قبل أن تمسوهن فما لكم عليهن من عدة تعتدونها. Believers, when you marry Muslim women and then divorce them before you have touched them, No period of iddat have they for you which you can ask them to complete. Surah number 33, verse 49. The directives of iddat which are mentioned in the relevant verses of Surah Talaq are as follows. Firstly, during iddat, neither should a wife leave her house, nor is the husband authorized to turn her out from her house. Living together in this way might hopefully be beneficial for both, and they might reconcile and thus save a family from breaking. The Quranic words, لَعَلَّ اللَّهَ يُحْدِثُ بَعْدَ ذَلِكَ أَمْرًا, or you know not that God might thereafter create new circumstances, point to this very aspect. Further, a warning is sounded that the directives mentioned are the bounds set by God, and anyone who tries to exceed them would not harm God in any way. On the contrary, he would only harm his own well-being. It is not that the Almighty has set these bounds for his own benefit. It is for the welfare of his creation that he has set them forth. So, anyone who violates them only wrongs his own soul. The only exception to the above directive is if the basis on which a divorce has been given is open lewdness, which the Quran has termed as fahishatun mubayyana. In the Arabic language, this expression implies fornication and other lesser forms of sexual contact. Obviously, in such a situation, neither is it proper to demand from the husband to keep the wife in the house, nor can the benefit be attained for which this directive had been given. Secondly, it is stated that a husband should provide residence and maintenance to his divorced wife according to his status. After divorce, a husband can be very stingy in this regard. Consequently, he has been directed not to provide for her in a manner that damages her self-esteem. He should provide according to his resources and the social status he is maintaining. It is further stated that in this period a husband should in no way try to make life difficult for his wife so that she is soon forced to leave her house herself. It is obvious that after the pronouncement of the third divorce also, a husband shall be responsible to provide residence and maintenance to the divorced wife. The reason is that a lady accepts to marry an iddat only to ascertain whether she is the mother of his child or not. It is to protect his lineage that she undertakes this wait. The words فَمَا لَكُمْ عَلَيْهِنَّ مِنْ عِدَّةٍ, or then no period of iddat have they for you which you can ask them to complete, of the above quoted verse of Surah Ahzab clearly point to the fact that if pregnancy is a possibility, then observing the iddat is an obligation imposed on the wife from the husband. Indeed, after the third divorce, a husband does not have any right to revoke his decision and take back his wife. However, as a result of this, the only thing that can be revoked is their living together. In no way can the responsibility to provide her with residence and maintenance be revoked. Consequently, this is absolutely certain that whether iddat is 3 menstrual cycles, 3 months, or extends to the birth of the child, a husband is liable to provide her wife with residence as well as maintenance.